Swedish society is often considered the social democratic paradise. Freedom and a high standard of living in one of the richest countries in the world.
Well, Sweden has a history of being a strong state, going all the way back to the 16th century in Gustav Vasa. The idea that the state should be central in Swedish life and therefore have a big effect upon citizens is a long-standing Swedish orientation.
Anywhere in the world is a good place to live if you're rich, but Sweden is a good place even if you don't have a penny to your name. Virtually free healthcare and all kinds of social benefits are available to all citizens. So where is the magic that makes all of this possible? The answer is taxes. Taxes and more taxes. Tax revenue in Sweden as a percentage of GDP is consistently one of the highest in the world. But strangely, the Swedes don't seem to mind all that much.
People trust the state, the politicians, the administration to use their tax money in an effective way. I think that's the basic reason for acceptance. The second reason, of course, is that there's a high evaluation of equality in Sweden. The political goal has been to create as equal conditions as possible for people.
It would seem that the great social welfare system of the nation is based on a culture of collectivist ideas that has been fostered over generations with concepts like folkhemmet, the people's home.
Swedes tend to have a view of individualism that can be called state individualism. By that, I mean that the state, by providing a lot of services and being rather large in the life of the nation, actually helps individuals materially to satisfy their personal goals. So the state helps the individual. And in that way, I think it tends to blunt the desire by Swedes to accumulate personal wealth because services are available.
Income tax in Sweden, when combined with the social fees paid by the employer, is on average about 44%. The average non-Swede would probably cringe at the thought.
I have shared some examples of Swedish taxation with Americans, and some of them find it just beyond belief that the taxes could be so high. A 25% sales tax, for example, or an 81% tax on higher incomes is shocking to many Americans because they are more suspicious of government, suspicious of the ability of government to deliver services well, and therefore less inclined to want to pay high levels of taxation.
One reason that they can take such high taxes is that the tax authorities, the Internal Revenue Service, has developed such an efficient way of getting the taxes that you hardly notice you're being taxed. It's taken, I mean, you don't really see all the taxes you pay, you look at your take-home wage. And by doing that, I think they have created a system that makes people not so aware of how much tax they really are paying.
For the upcoming Swedish elections, tax issues do play a role in the debate, but perhaps not in the way one would expect.
It would stun all American political experts to hear that an incumbent government would propose tax increases before a national election in order to gain votes. This is not the American way. In fact, you urge lower taxes. Both parties do in various ways.
And even on tax declaration day itself, the people's view seems clear.
I think it's good because it pays a lot of for education, healthcare.
If you want to have a working community, infrastructure and all these kind of social benefits that you have in a civilized world, you have to pay taxes.
And it's high, about 62%. Too high. But of course, well, I feel that I have something for it. Yes, I do.